actually purchased this item from a website that I have never bought from before. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Chanel unboxing video, and this video is going to be a little bit different because I actually purchased this item from a website that I have never bought from before. So I thought I would sit down, film a video dedicated to just unboxing this item and talk a bit about my experience with the website and talk about the website in general because it was new to me too, my first experience, which was pleasant anyway. First and foremost, if you aren't already subscribed, I would love if you would hit that subscribe button below and also the bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos. I upload videos on a Wednesday and on a weekend, all about luxury and fashion. And if you are already subscribed, welcome back. You know how I feel about you guys. So let's get into today's unboxing. Now this particular item was from a website called Buyma. I had heard of Buyma before. I did not know what it was. I thought it was just a website that stocks, just sells items, like luxury items. That's all I really kind of thought of it as. But yeah, it is actually a website for personal shoppers. So it's a website where personal shoppers can advertise products that they can source for you. So it's actually a little bit tricky because there will be items on the website and you'll go and click into it and be like, oh my god, all the colors are available, all the sizes are available, but it's not exactly the case. The conditions with Buyma is that if you actually go and read the FAQs, they talk about that you need to contact the seller to inquire about sizing and inquire about the item to make sure the item is still available. And that's because they are personal shoppers. They've then got to ring the luxury boutiques and make sure that the item is still available. And I don't even think these personal shoppers can lock in and hold the item for you until you have made payment. So I'm going to try and talk at the same time while I unbox this so we don't make this video all too long. So with this particular item, in my experience, I contacted the seller and I asked him if this size was in stock, if it was available. He said, bear with me, I will contact the Chanel boutique and I will check if they have it. So it took about maybe 48 hours and then he got back to me and he said, yeah, we do have this size. We've only got one left in this particular color in the size that you want. Now, I actually had spoken already to some other personal shoppers through Buyma. I had actually contacted some other ones and I did the same process. I checked if they had the size. I kind of checked around. I pretty much asked whoever had the best pricing, and the ones that did have the best pricing unfortunately didn't have the size available. So when I found a seller who actually was able to get the size that I particularly wanted, I asked him if he could do any better on the price because at the time that I was contacting them, it was around about Chinese New Year, and Buyma had a really great coupon available for orders over $1,700. They had like $170 off, so that would have brought like the order, it would have been a great saving, but the item had to have been $1,700 at least. So I asked him, look, can you do any better? Buyma no longer has the Chinese New Year coupon, because by the time he got back to me, the Chinese New Year coupon had expired. I didn't realize when it was going to expire, but 48 hours just wasn't enough. It was too long of a time, but really it's not. So we had a discussion, negotiated, and he came back to me with the best price. He sent me a specific link for this item and it was only my link, so no one else could go in and buy it. Obviously, he told me there was only one of the shoes left, and I said to him, because we had already kind of been back and forward a little bit, talking about pricing, it was like he was building a rapport with me. He kind of knew that yes, I was really going to go ahead and get the item. It was just locking down the price that we would agree on. And when we found the price that we agreed on, I said, look, I really want these shoes. I am going to pay for them like within the next 20 minutes. I just need some time to sit down at my computer. Please ring Chanel and lock it in. Now, he is actually based in France. He's in Europe, he's in France. So he was thankfully enough able to lock it in with Chanel and get them to hold the shoes for him. It just happened to be a matter of time convenience. At the time that we kind of firmed up the price and agreed on it, it was about 11 p.m. in Australia, about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon for them. So that was still a good time for him to be able to contact Chanel. And he locked this in for me. So he got his sales associate at Chanel to reserve this item so I could buy it, and I did. I paid for it, and it came with the receipt. We'll talk about pricing in a second. And then we'll also talk about authenticity, which has to do with this receipt as well. But I'm just going to show you the item so that way you actually know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, so this isn't a genuine unboxing. I did already open it because obviously I wanted to make sure that, you know, it's all good. So I did do my own little check over of the items. Comes with 2 little dust bags, so they are shoes, and obviously sizing. I've talked about sizing. It's pretty obvious it's going to be shoes or clothing. And inside is, this is definitely not everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone is going to love these shoes. I'm probably going to get a lot of people going, why did you buy these shoes? They're so ugly. But you know what? I love a good, chunky, ugly shoe. I really do. So like I was saying before my battery died, always perfect timing. I love the whole chunky, ugly shoe kind of thing. I think the reason that I really do like a chunky kind of ugly shoe, I mean, ugly is pretty much, it's a subjective thing to say because they're perceived, they kind of got like that ugly vibe, but to me, they're not ugly in a literal sense. Because if they were ugly in a literal sense, I probably wouldn't be wearing them. To me, I like them. I think that they're awesome. So it kind of would contradict to say that I'm saying it's ugly. But anyways, I think that the reason that I like that whole chunky shoe, oh my gosh, my dog hair's already gotten in there, of course, always. I think the reason that I like that kind of chunky shoe is that it gives me some height as well. As you will see with these shoes, they do have a little bit of height to them. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I do like that chunky kind of shoe, because it gives me some height, and I'm a short person. I'm only 157 centimeters, so any kind of shoe that gives me a bit of height but is still comfortable and not a heel, like an actual literal like dressy kind of heel, yeah, I like this sort of style in a nutshell. Yeah. But now talking about the item that this particular item that I bought from Buyma, I paid 1,612 Australian dollars. That does work out to be over retail. I think that they would have been about, based on what I have been told from some other people, I think that they were about 1,300 or 1,250. Actually, I think they were 1,250 in the other, in the rubber style, because these are like a rubber, these are a rubber shoe, they're a rubber shoe. But the ones without all the logo on it, and I think when it had all the logo on it, it did make the pricing a little bit more, so they might have been about 1,300, 1,350. So I did pay over retail, unfortunately. I may have paid $300 over retail, may have been less than $300 over retail that I paid, and it's not ideal to do that with shoes. I really don't recommend it because shoes never hold value. You wear them and they go down in price. But these were a very hot item. They were so hard to get. They didn't have these in Australia. This particular one never came in Australia. We did get the rubber shoes, but we didn't get the ones with the logos all over it. So either way, I was going to have to get them from somewhere else. And of course, these personal shoppers have their own fees. They have to add their fees on top. They get charged from Buyma as well. I think they have to pay 7% of the sale price, so, and then the shipping costs, so I can totally understand. I had contacted I'd contacted my personal shopper that I usually go through, but unfortunately she couldn't get any, like this one, in my size at all. She couldn't even get it in a 36. These are in a 35, so I did go down a full size. My usual size is a 36, but these run big. I had been doing research already. Other people that had bought the rubber style and the tweed style and stuff like that in Australia, they all said go down a size. I know people on Instagram were saying go down a size, so that's exactly what I did. I went down a size and these fit perfectly. Thank goodness, because I wouldn't have been able to return them. That's the downfall. Again, when you buy through a personal shopper and you order something, you can't return it, you can't send it back. They're not the boutique, they are running their own little concierge service. Now with Buyma, like I was saying, there are some conditions when it comes to buying. So Buyma does support you in your purchase, like if there is any issues like with authenticity. However, they say on their website that out of 100,000 transactions, there has never been a counterfeit claim, like an issue to do with authenticity. So they're saying that on every transaction that they've ever done, nothing's ever been flagged as inauthentic, a counterfeit with them. So I'm pretty confident in them, with them saying that. I know that these are authentic. You still have to be very cautious. Check the item when you receive it. Make sure everything matches up for the authenticity check. You can also get shoes authenticated with places like Real Authentication. There's an Australian luxury authentication website. I will link them down below. So it is great to always get them checked. However, I'm confident in the authenticity in these, so I'm not going to get them checked. Only if I felt that there was reason for doubt, then I would, but no, I'm not worried. There is a serial number underneath, which is just underneath the, here, if you can see it. If it's gonna focus, it's probably gonna focus on my head, but it's just there. There's a serial number just there, and that is continuous with how I've seen where the serial number is placed for this particular style of shoes. So that lines up. Also with the receipt, it was bought from a department store in France called Printemps, however you say it. It spells like Printemps, and it was from the boutique that's in, I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna leave the details down below. So I'm gonna put the details down below of the boutique in France that he has bought it from, where it's located. I might actually just leave a screenshot of the actual boutique. And this is a department store. So this department store has other luxury brands. In their list of luxury brands, they do have Chanel. So I just did a background check, just checked on the particular Chanel boutique that's located in this department store that's in France. I checked the address, I checked everything to make sure that it lined up. And I mean, in reality, when it comes to fakes, more oftenly enough, it's always a receipt that is created, a fake receipt that's created from a Chanel boutique specifically. So it always has the hallmark of the Chanel boutique, or is a Chanel airport store. It's always like a Chanel boutique, whereas this is a different kind of receipt. It actually is mainly focused on the, I'm just gonna cover that just because it might have his information. It's a receipt that is from the actual department store rather than the Chanel boutique. So I just made sure that everything matched up, that everything looked like it was sincere, and I definitely trust the authenticity of these shoes. So this was the first time I had bought from Buyma. So obviously that was the biggest thing going into it, to make sure that I was going to get a legit product. So also as well, when it came to shipping this item, I was talking to the seller on how I wanted it to sort of be shipped. I wanted him to include like a copy of the receipt, you know, that sort of thing. I wanted it shipped by like a service that was at least, you know, somewhat quick, but I didn't want to pay any additional shipping costs, because on Buyma the price is actually inclusive of shipping, and you've also got to pay on top of it a 5% fee to Buyma as well. So I was trying to not pay any more than I really had to. So he sent it by EMS, Express Mail Service, and that uses the postal service. So that means it came with my local postal service, Australia Post. I ordered them on the 14th and he shipped them on the very same day, and they've now arrived today, the 24th of February. So it took just a little tiny bit over a week, because the 14th of February would have been a Friday and it's now arrived on the Monday. So I think that that's fairly quick. This video was more to do with my experience with Buyma, because it was the first time I ever went through that website. I probably would go through it again. I think it's a convenient thing to have, especially in Australia. It is hard to get these sorts of things. My first point of contact will always be my personal shopper in Europe, because she would always have given, like, I probably wouldn't have even paid that much. I probably would have paid a bit less. So, but unfortunately she wasn't able to access my size. She's in Italy, so Italy isn't as great as France. France has a lot, does have a lot more boutiques. Some of them you'll see that they've really got a high price, like on the items when you go into Buyma, and you know what the retail price is supposed to be, but you can just ask and see what's the best that they can do, or shop around and try and find who's got the best price. And if they don't have the stock, then, and you find someone that does have the stock, then try and get them to at least match the price of the cheapest one that you found. I have nothing but good things to say about my experience of shopping with Buyma, and now I understand how it works. They're a personal shopping website, and I'm really happy to have these shoes. So hopefully I love and enjoy them, because they were very expensive. Yes, very expensive, and they obviously arrived to me brand new. So there's only now some marks on the soles, because I did try them on to make sure that they fit, and I think that's about everything that I have to say. Yes, I think that is. Okay, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, but otherwise I will see you guys in my next video. All right, bye.